WTH is FHA and VA. I'm Ruth Sheehan.
And I'm Danielle Tully.
And this is Putting the Real in Real Estate for Agents. So we run into some issues kind of over and over again as agents with agents. And we want to have a little talk with some of you. Frankly, the ones that want to hear it, need to hear it, probably aren't going to listen to this call, but we'll say it anyway. So FHA and VA, if you don't know what they are, call your favorite lender and get a rundown. We're not going to go through that part of the education on this, but just how we as realtors need to be dealing with this from both sides. So if you are representing a seller, first of all, know what you're selling. I have FHA buyers right now, and I have run into so many instances of properties that are not eligible for FHA that don't know what they are. So if you have, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if it has stairs. If it's a condo, you need to know that it's a condo and that only condos have to be approved by the FHA to get that kind of lending. So if you don't know how to go on the HUD site, you can Google, how do I find FHA approved condos? And you'll find that link. Go to the direct HUD.gov site, not the ads that you'll get first. But find out what the name of the association is. If it's called such and such condo association, there's your first clue. And you can ask the management company. You can ask the board members. Many people don't understand this, and so don't take the first answer you get as the gospel truth. You need to dig a little deeper, find out the reality. What is the ownership? If it's condo ownership, then it must be approved for FHA funding, and it'll be listed on that website. You'll see tons of condo associations, and next to them, it will say expired, denied, lots of things that are not approved. So it has to be approved. There is such a thing called spot approval now. Allegedly, it's kind of a unicorn. But even if it takes 5 minutes these days, that's probably too long in this market. So I would just go with it's not approved at that point.
And quite honestly, what a waste of everybody's time if you don't put in the few minutes that it takes to figure this out. You're going to look better for your client, because what if you're preventing and offers that will never close, can never close, because they have an FHA and they are living in a place that is not approved. Next thing, you're potentially a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks into an offer before you found out, oops, can't do it.
Yeah.
If the ball is, if everybody's not on the ball, and
your client has spent money on inspections, and probably the lender finds out when they go to order the appraisal. If it's a good lender, they're going to know right away. And
this is for both sides too. As a seller, you want to be on market as long. You don't want to be wasting your time on things that could happen. If you're waiting for spot approval, or you don't even realize it's a problem taking this offer. It's not good look on you.
And buyer's agents, obviously you've got to do the homework too, but seller's agents, come on, it's your job. Do it first. A buyer's agent ought to be lining up showings and getting out there and showing them, not spending 30 minutes researching every single property, because when they look at the last 6 months in the MLS, everybody's got a different answer for ownership.
Correct. And that happens often.
All the time. I'm running into it a lot. The other time when they're not going to be eligible is a flip that's been owned by the current seller for less than 90 days. An FHA buyer cannot write an offer on that property until the 91st day. So don't assume that just because it's a single family home, it's eligible for FHA. If you're repping a flipper, or you are a flipper, make sure you spell that out again in the notes. Don't make me go look before I've even shown a property at the history.
And in our MLS, again, can't take everything for gospel when it's in there. But we have somewhere where it says, what type of financing is available.
Right.
And FHA is one of them. If you know it's a flip, don't include it. And hopefully in the agent notes, you spell it out as well for somebody who hasn't gone back and looked, they're looking at the listing. They go, wow, this is beautiful. My clients would love it. Boom. They go there and they don't realize that, oh, wait, it was just purchased a month and a half ago. And now it's too late. Their clients have fallen in love with it. It's really, beneficial to kind of help guide these buyers before they waste their time too, especially in this market for everybody.
Exactly. When it's moving so fast, it's really hard to, to research every single property that you might be showing them.
Correct.
So let's get a little help each other out.
Absolutely.
Help a sister out. And then on the buy side, obviously, again, you need to do all of that research for your client. But sorry, back to sellers. Don't be so afraid of FHA buyers
or VA.
So yeah, there's a little bit of an inspection. Unless you're selling a, shack, it's probably not going to be a problem. Your sellers might need to install a handrail. You know how much? It's like $1.97 and a screwdriver.
In my instance, I think I've seen inspections for termites in this area around $100, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if your seller has top dollar and this VA offer is put in, a real nice offer, $125. Okay. I don't think that would make or break a deal. It shouldn't make or break a deal.
No, and it's not a big inconvenience. It's, it's super easy. Smoke and CO detectors. You should have those anyway. Come on.
Yes, exactly.
Peeling
Get the listing first.
Peeling paint is probably the one that is the biggest PITA of all of them. And it's really still not that big of a deal. If the inspector comes out and sees it, you are going to have to scrape it, paint it, clean up all the paint chips, and make sure that it's, good to go. If you paint it ahead of time, you might get by with a little bit less than that. But so peeling paint, you're going to have to deal with it. Not, again, that big of a deal.
Well, again, this is, let's keep encouraging, no matter what type of properties there are and no matter what type of market we have out there, let's still get sellers in the mindset that they should be putting their best foot forward every time, because we don't know when this market's going to shift, when it's going to go stagnant, when it's going to go the other way. And so if you tell, your sellers that they could put anything up and it'll just sell, you might want to make sure that they know that there should be a bare minimum. I've had clients who have had to, after an FHA inspection, do, kind of at the gable, it cost them, again, $200 beginning to end for the labor, somebody get way up there, scrape, paint. It took about an hour and a half, maybe, because they had to get the color right. And that was that. It was, $200 in a market where they're getting top dollar. Just be prepared.
Right.
Cross your T's and dot your I's.
And top dollar, we were just talking on our public live that the way you get top dollar is by having the most buyers. So if you're knocking people out of the box before they've even seen the house,
absolutely,
that's just shooting your sellers in the foot.
Right.
Do it. And buyers agents understand, despite all we've said about not freaking out, not being terrified of these, they are a little bit of a deficiency. If you put an FHA or VA buyer next to a conventional buyer with all of the same terms, they're going to lose because it's just a little bit more work. So don't put your buyers in that position. Make sure they understand that their offer needs to be that much better to compensate for the fear of the buyer and the listing or the seller and the listing agent. So you're going to need to throw a little more money at them. You're going to need to lower the tax duration. What else?
I said better the terms in general. So it's not just highest, right? It's that best bubble as far as closing times and
Closing possession. And that's
exactly. Not asking for closing costs, things like that.
As is, except for lender required repairs.
Correct.
So yeah, you're going to get the GCFIs because the FHA is going to flag them, but don't be asking for stupid stuff that's not on that list.
Correct.
Don't do it. Don't put your buyers in that position.
No matter what the market is.
Yeah, right.
Again, Illinois, our contracts that we use up here, spell it out in paragraph 12. Paragraph 12, health, safety.
And serious health and safety, not BS. There's a crack in the sidewalk that we walked over on our way in the house, and now we want it repaired.
Correct.
So this is Putting the Real in Real Estate. If you've got any comments on this, any questions, anything you'd like us to dig into on our next edition, let us know. We're exploring acronyms right now, and you know how many of those we have. So that could go on for the next 6 years. But let us know. What do you think about FHA? What do you think about VA? Does it make a difference to you if you're dealing with a buyer or a seller and that's the type of loan they have? Let us know.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll see you on the next one.
Take care.